Deontay Wilder, I think, is the most delusional fighter I've ever seen in my life. And that's saying a lot because I've been following the sport of boxing since the 1980s. I've seen countless number of fighters. I've seen all kind of massive ego fighters and narcissistic fighters and, you name it. But with Deontay Wilder, the delusion is just incredible. I'm going to say it's unprecedented, at least in my life. Never seen a guy this delusional. Well, what am I talking about in this instance? Wilder was asked who wins the fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury. And Wilder's response was, it depends on who's going to cheat the hardest. I mean, this guy is still holding on to this fantasy that he lost to Tyson Fury because what? Mark Breland spiked his water, or Tyson Fury had loaded gloves, or the suit was too heavy, the referee was in on it. All this absolute rubbish. He's still holding on to it. You would have thought that after the third fight with Tyson Fury, he would have let go of all this, because surely they made all their provisions, right, to make sure that Fury didn't have anything illegal in his gloves in the third fight and that everything was above board. But even with that, Wilder's still holding on to this idea that Fury cheated. It is literally in the realms of psychosis, and it's the same for his fans. What you have in Deontay Wilder is a guy with very high testosterone, a massive ego, and an extremely low level of intelligence. And that's the recipe for the kind of insane delusion that we see from this guy. When has Oleksandr Usyk ever been caught cheating? When has he ever been caught on a PED? Even the way he fights in the ring, he's a relatively clean fighter. So, and I don't know whether this is actually the case, but it's a suspicion that I have. Because growing up in the 1980s, as a black man in the black community, both in the Caribbean and in the UK, and being exposed to black American popular culture, there was the dominance of black fighters in the sport of boxing at that time. And this led to the perception that black people were innately better at fighting and boxing than any other. They didn't factor in the socio-economic reasons why there were so many black people in the sport of boxing. But as I say, this led to people thinking that, okay, well, we can just fight better than everybody else innately. And sometimes other groups of people believed it too. But of course, when the Iron Curtain fell and all the Eastern Europeans started coming into the professional game, that myth slowly began to be exposed as exactly that, a myth. It started to be eroded. Boxing is far more than just an athletic pursuit. It's technical, and there are so many aspects to it. But a lot of people are still holding on to this belief that we, as people, are just innately better at fighting, and they can't let go of it. People I've known have come out and said things like, there's no way that a black guy could be a black guy in a boxing ring unless there's murder involved. Unless the black guy's on murder. I suspect that Deontay Wilder has this mentality, that he's still stuck with this myth, this idea in his head that it's impossible for black guys to be black guys in fights unless they're on murder. A lot of black guys saw it as the ultimate humiliation to lose to a black guy in a fight. And maybe Deontay Wilder sees it as that as well. So the only way that he can live with it happening to him several times is to tell himself that the black guy was on murder. Do you know what I mean? That's what I suspect is going on there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? Then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.